You think there were dinosaurs living in the water. You're wrong, not a single one. You think the plesiosaur, the long-necked one, is a dinosaur. That's a big mistake. They were just reptiles, not dinosaurs. Even the ichthyosaur, the one that looks most like it could go in the water, was just standing by the river catching fish. After catching fish, it would run away. Throughout its entire life, not a single dinosaur truly lived in the water. So the question arises, during the 100 million years dinosaurs ruled the land, whose territory was it in the water? The answer will send chills down your spine, because the creatures in that sea were older than dinosaurs, more ferocious than dinosaurs, and they went extinct much later than dinosaurs. Today, Earth is at the same level. We won't go to land, we'll dive down. Let's see what ruled the oceans during the Jurassic period. During the Jurassic period, from about 201 million years ago to 145 million years ago, the Earth's sea level was nearly 200 meters higher than today. The entire European continent was basically submerged in a warm sea. The Pangaea continent was still slowly tearing apart. The Atlantic was still in the process of forming. New ocean basins were opening up across the Earth's surface. The water temperature of this ocean was higher than today. Nutrients were richer than they are now. The density of life was suffocatingly high. But high-density life meant intense competition. This was no idyllic paradise. It was a brutal, survival-of-the-fittest environment. Every moment was a fierce battle. Ruling this ocean were not fish nor early sharks. Instead, it was a group of reptiles that returned from land to the sea. They were close relatives of dinosaurs, but they took a completely different evolutionary path. They completely abandoned land, betting their fate entirely on the perilous depths of the ocean. After studying the structure of its eyes, scientists estimate that the depth at which the ophthalmosaurus could dive. The ophthalmosaurus belongs to the ichthyosaur family. This group began evolving 250 million years ago during the Triassic. They were among the earliest vertebrates in history to completely abandon land, dedicating their lives to the sea. Just look at its shades. Left 19th century scientists, who first saw the illustrations, astonished. But this is not a matter of common ancestry. It's a case of convergent evolution. Completely different life forms, facing the same ocean, independently evolving almost identical perfect shapes. This is known in biology as convergent evolution, and the ichthyosaur is one of the most striking examples of this phenomenon. Even more astonishing is the home. But in the depths of the ocean, what's most astonishing is not the ichthyosaurs, but the plesiosaurs. Imagine this scene. In the dim waters, a massive body almost completely motionless, floating quietly like a rock. You wouldn't even notice its presence. Then a long neck silently extends from the darkness, like a ghostly tentacle, locking onto its target at a speed you can't react to. And then, with a strike, the plesiosaurs' pursuit numbers typically range from 30 to 50. During the late Cretaceous, some species even exceeded 70. Meanwhile, normal animals, including you, like giraffes, always have only 7 neck vertebrae. Their necks account for more than half of their total body length, making it one of the most extreme proportions in history. This neck is not a burden, it's a weapon. They don't need to chase their prey. They just need to wait for it to come within range. Then, with this precise biological tool, they complete the kill. Scientists have found large amounts of small pebbles in the stomachs of plesiosaurs, indicating they swallowed these stones. Large amounts of small pebbles found with magical light. They swallowed these stones. That aids in digestion and may also help regulate their well-being in the water. Creatures from over 100 million years ago had already evolved such intricate bodily systems. Sometimes I can't help but wonder about evolution. It never plays by human logic, but it never takes a detour. However, all of these creatures are prey in the face of one predator, the plesiosaurus. The plesiosaurus is a close relative of the plesiosaurus, but they took completely opposite evolutionary paths. The elasmosaurus evolved to have an increasingly long neck, while its head became progressively smaller. In contrast, the plesiosaurus went the other way, shortening its neck significantly and enlarging its head. The largest plesiosaurus skull fossils discovered so far are nearly 2 meters long. Just one tooth is over 20 centimeters long. A 2-meter-long head. What does that mean? It far exceeds the height of most humans. Scientists estimate through biomechanics that the bite force of a top plesiosaurus is astonishingly powerful, capable of crushing bones, tearing through flesh, making it the strongest biter in the Jurassic seas. What's even more terrifying is that it's not just a brute force creature. With its massive limbs, this plesiosaurus can reach lengths of 10 to 12 meters. Weighing over 10 tons, it can turn in the water at speeds that are hard to believe. Its enormous size belies an unimaginable agility. This combination has only appeared once in the entire thing, is that paleontologists have found deep bite marks on multiple large marine reptile fossils, which perfectly match the teeth of this predator. This indicates that it even preyed on its own kind. The oceans of the Jurassic were lawless, governed only by a brutal rule. You were either a hunter or prey, with no third option. Besides these predatory waters, there lurked an even more bizarre existence. The Dachytasauretops, as the name suggests, it is a close relative of crocodiles, but it has fully adapted to life in the ocean. Its limbs have evolved into flippers, and its tail has developed a fin-like structure similar to that of ichthyosaurs. It even has smooth skin covering its body instead of scales. This adaptation reduces water resistance. It's hard not to think about how this parallels the evolutionary path taken by today's whales and dolphins, which is astonishingly similar. Different species, different eras, facing the same ocean, life has repeatedly, independently discovered the same survival solutions. This is not a coincidence. It is a natural law. The demands the ocean places on all life have never changed. Sometimes I stand by the sea, looking at the deep blue before me. Sometimes I stand by the sea, looking at the deep blue before me. I find it beautiful, I find it tranquil. But if time could turn back 180 million years, this same sea, this same coastline, beneath the water's surface lies a terrifying world that our brains can never truly comprehend. They ultimately vanished, but what they left behind is a message from Earth to us, an epic love letter spanning 180 million years. They never truly disappeared. They simply changed form, continuing to exist in this world, existing in the research of scientists, existing in this video you are watching today, existing in the depths of the ancient sea that emerge in your mind at this moment. Life has never been a straight line, but an ocean. Some waves have shattered, but the seas they have pushed.